After waking up, I thought to myself, what do I want to identify as today? After much contemplation, I decided to identify as the next President of the United States. Now that I am in charge, it is my duty to fix this country using a common sense approach. Today's problem. America, are you ready for another round of COVID lockdowns, mask mandates, and booster shot requirements? Government whistleblowers are projecting these mandates to start going into effect during the middle of September 2023. And guess what? They also have the vaccine ready to distribute to the public. I find it hard to believe a vaccine can already be created for a plandemic that has yet to take place. Have you ever thought why cancer medication can cost over $700 per pill, but the federal government offered the COVID vaccine for free? The government never gives anything for free, so what are they getting in return? In addition, I find it ironic the last COVID plandemic took place during the election year of 2020, and this new plandemic will also take place during the 2024 election year. In 2020, forced lockdowns scared the populace to avoid voting booths and increase mail-in balloting, which numerous investigations have shed light on this highly corrupt process that ultimately changed the election results in favor of a single political party. The far left is once again using the exact same strategy as before to try and get similar results for the 2024 election. Furthermore, keep in mind the same individuals and companies that conducted COVID exercises during 2018 and 2019 were directly involved in the funding of COVID at the Wuhan lab and also created the vaccines and booster shots. These same companies once again have another vaccine ready to go for the upcoming plandemic. Are you connecting the dots yet? Today's solution. We the people control the narrative and we control the purse. All we have to do is not participate in the circus show and choose not to comply with the illegal mandates. During my time in law enforcement, we referred to this strategy as a blue holiday. For example, if the local government tried to enforce a policy that went against the duties and responsibilities of the officers, they all would plan to take the same sick day off for a single day. Surprise, surprise, the crime rate would increase exponentially and the local government was forced to withdraw their illegitimate policies. Another example is if the local government chose to no longer pay officers overtime for the time spent in court for traffic citations. They would again band together and not write any traffic citations for a week. After the courthouses lost millions in revenue, the overtime would be reinstated for the officers. We can enact a similar strategy as American citizens. For example, if airlines decide to enact mask mandates or threaten to remove you from the plane, Americans can band together and refuse to fly for an entire week. Before the airlines are bankrupted, they will immediately change their stance on mask mandates. If the news outlets and social media decide to use same scare tactics they did from 2020 to 2022, we as Americans can turn off all news networks and refuse to use any social media for a week. Before these industries go bankrupt, they will revert back to reporting on actual news that is not politically biased. And if this same administration threatens to fire you from work unless you get vaccinated, we as Americans can choose not to show up to work for a week. Every single industry in this country will force the government to change its stance to avoid collapsing our economy. We control the narrative and we control the purse. Do not let those in power scare you into complying with their illegal mandates, for it is they who rely on you to keep them in business. So America, I ask you if you plan to continue to vote for the same corrupt politicians, or will you choose to vote for a person who will apply common sense solutions to fix our great nation? Godspeed, America.